Hi, good afternoon. How are you? John James here from Legacy 1160 WSKW and Freedom's Pep Rally. Speaking on behalf of Legacy 1160, American Women Who Bear Arms, Right America Media, and all the other outlets we're on. We're on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope even. I think Periscope's going away this week. It's a Twitter-owned company, and it's going belly up. So not that anybody probably watches us on that. But just so you know, we won't be there anymore, obviously, because the platform won't be there anymore. Just want to talk about tomorrow. We've got a lot coming up. Mike Violette's going to be in bright and early at 6 o'clock, and we'll be streaming on all of these platforms. We'd love to have you. And there is a ton of stuff going on that none of it seems to be really that good either. We have got a horribly corrupt administration. This literally makes the Donald Trump administration look like pure Americana and a choir. I kid you not. This is going to get bad. The crisis at the border, by the way, the Associated Press has told all of its reporters not to refer to what's going on at the border as a crisis. They had no problem during the Trump administration calling what was much less of a crisis, but they are being told not to call it a crisis. That's the Associated Press. Ted Cruz was there this past week with 19 senators, including John Cornyn, including Lindsey Graham, and a bunch of others. Beto O'Rourke excoriated him for it. So you know he's on the right. You know you're over the target when Beto O'Rourke crawls out of his hole and tells you you've done a bad thing. Ted Cruz actually did a very good thing. He took a boat tour of the Rio Grande, visited the overwhelmed border facilities, expressed outrage at Joe Biden. Now, by the way, Joe Biden said that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to make sure that people are turned back at the border, that we stop the flow of illegal aliens. Kamala Harris reportedly has refused to do anything of the kind. Somebody is too big for their pantsuit, I would say. But then again, Joe Biden lies. He lies when he speaks. So probably they had this all planned ahead of time, and she was told, just refuse anything Joe says. Joe doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just out there doing his presser for the public to look like he's getting involved and is engaged, when if you watch the press event, you know he was anything but engaged. And there are people pulling the strings behind that we have no idea who. It could be Kamala, it could be Susan Rice, it could be AOC, it could be many. But we are in a world of hurt. Now, what's happening at the border? Ted Cruz and a camera person went in to take pictures. I saw the pictures, I saw the video. It is hellacious. You remember when AOC said that the kids were drinking out of toilets? Do you remember that? The kids are drinking out of toilets. She had no idea what she was talking about. The kids are literally, many of them stricken with COVID, on top of each other. We saw the video. As Ted Cruz tried to take a picture or photos or videos, there is somebody there at the border, a woman at the border, saying something about whining about dignity and get out, we don't want you here. Sorry, the public has a right to see, and it's not a good sight. Listen to her trying to shoo Ted Cruz and the camera person away.
Please give dignity to the people. Please give dignity to the people.
So you work for the commissioner, your senior advisor. You were hired 2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us to not have any pictures taken here.
Please respect the people,
because the political
rules.
Leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep
sir.
standing in front of the
Respect
pictures,
the
so
rules.
the
He is a
pictures
senator.
taken.
He
The
is
rules are
representing us.
arbitrary.
He has
Dignity of the
every
people,
right to be at the
dignity and
damn
respect. That's all we
border
ask.
getting
Well,
videos
you're
for
asking-
us. And it's
Dignity and respect. Look
disgusting.
at
Please
these people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and respect
pandemic.
to the people.
Let
I
me ask you. There's a
I
pandemic.
respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic. Is this respecting the rights of these
I
kids?
ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting the
people.
rights of these
This
kids?
is not a zoo,
And you can
sir.
see
Please don't treat the
the
You're
people
right.
piled
And
on
this is a
piled on
dangerous
top of
place.
each other in the background through the windows. This is Joe Biden's border humanity. It's a lie. Everything Joe Biden says, even more that Kamala Harris says, all lies. Every bit of it. We have got a corrupt administration. They are destroying America as we sit here and watch from afar. And there's more. Oh, believe me, there's more. Gun control, you have not. Oh, do we have more? Oh, we do? Okay, we have another piece. Here's Ted Cruz talking about what he saw. Here's Ted Cruz talking about what he saw at the border. Go ahead, roll it.
We saw cages after cages after cages of little girls, of little boys, lying side by side, touching each other, covered with reflective emergency blankets.
You could see it.
No
You could see it.
Space. There was no 3-foot space. There wasn't a 3-inch space between the children lined up one after the other after the other. And children as young as infants. We saw playpens with infants and toddlers playing. We also saw a group of children who just today tested positive for COVID-19.
Listen to this.
The Donna facility alone reports roughly 10% of the individuals being held there are testing positive for COVID-19. Rates dramatically higher than the U.S. population, and the Biden administration is taking people who are testing positive for COVID-19 and locking them in cages side by side. This is inhumane, it is wrong, and it is the direct consequence of policy decisions by the Biden administration to stop building the wall, to return to catch and release, and to end the stay in Mexico policy. A number of us are releasing those photographs and releasing those videos so the American people can see what's happening here. This needs to stop. It is a crisis. It is a tragedy, and it is a man-made crisis. This was avoidable. This was preventable. And regardless of your party, Republican or Democrat, you should look at what's going on here and say enough is enough. This must stop.
It's got to stop. And they just keep coming. They just keep coming. It's a crisis. It's a crisis. Look up the video. Your mainstream media, MSDNC, with Chuck Todd and the losers there on CBS and ABC and NBC and CNN, the Communist News Network. They will tell you nothing about this because they don't want their lemmings, yes, the Kool-Aid drinkers. If you are on the left, you are a Kool-Aid drinker, not us. What you call us, you are. Get used to it. You want to discuss this? Let's discuss it tomorrow on Legacy 1160, 207-621-9759. Bring it. We'll have a little talk if you dare to. I'd love to talk with you. Now about gun control. Joe Biden's administration is now urging the Supreme Court to impose restrictions on the Fourth Amendment protections to permit what is described as warrantless gun confiscations. You heard right. You heard right. He has promised he's going to sign an executive order. I would presume it has something to do with background checks, maybe so-called assault weapons. They are not assault weapons. Let me be the first to tell you, they are not assault weapons. It's a lie. That's a made-up term to scare you, and you swallow it hook, line, and sinker, right? Oh, assault weapons, they're weapons of war. They shouldn't be on the street. An AR-15, my friend, is nothing more than a .22 rifle. You ever shot a .22? Boom, boom, boom. It's a .22 on steroids. That's all it is. Now they want to confiscate them. How do they want to do that? They want to be able to come into your home and take them. They do. The Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on Wednesday for a case. It's called Caniglia v. Strom. that will ultimately determine whether the community caretaking exception to the Fourth Amendment's prohibition against warrantless searches and seizures extends to private residences. How about that? As Diana Muller said on my show the other day, if they're going to come into our homes and they're going to say, I want to look in your safe to see if you have any illegal guns, that's the hill I will die on. This is out of hand. This is out of control. And if you're a lefty and you're listening to me right now, trust me, we're going to become pretty good friends, probably allies in the not too distant future, because when they get what they want and they're on the fast track to get it, you aren't going to like it either. It's just that you don't know it's coming. We aren't blind. I think you may be. Perhaps it's time to wake up. Perhaps it's time to listen to my show and learn a little bit about what's going on. Forget about what you hear. Look at what's going on. Stop being a sheep. Just a suggestion. I invite you in. I'm the friendliest guy that you'll ever talk to on the radio. I'm passionate. I care about America. I care about this country. I care about our rights. We've lost our First Amendment rights by and large. We're losing our Second Amendment rights. Now they want to take our Fourth Amendment rights. And on it goes. And this is all the left. None of this, none, zero, a big goose egg falls on the right, the conservatives. None of it. It's all leftists, period. And if you're a leftist and you don't feel the way they do, sorry, you are known by who you hang out with. It might be time to unenroll from the party and become an independent, or maybe you'll really see the light and become a libertarian or Republican. Up to you. But we're going to do everything we can to save our country. And we can start by saving our state, which is under tyrannical control right now. Anyway, that's all I've got. I appreciate your joining me. We're going to be doing it tomorrow, bright and early at 9 o'clock Eastern. Mike Violette here at 6 o'clock Eastern, and we're going to keep hammering away at this freedom thing. We can't lose it. We cannot afford to lose it. Please be with us. I invite you. I want you here, and I'd love to talk with you. Have a great afternoon, and thanks for spending some of your Sunday with me. I'll see you on the radio.